And so why don't we do this first? So for those who are using Apple phone, right, iPhone, right, maybe you would like to download the application first, or if you already have it, then just bear with us while we walk through the steps, right? So for those that are using iPhone, please go to your app store, search for myCPF, and then download the application from the Apple App Store. For those who are using Android, just need to go to the Google Play Store. And similar like what you do with iPhone, right? I need you to go to the Play Store and then download the myCPF app and then click install. So this will take a while. But I won't hold everyone back. So I'll just do this in the meantime while I run through the slides. So the first thing that I want to share about is the contribution calculator. So it's okay if you have not downloaded the app or you are still figuring out, because there's a lot of screenshot for this walkthrough. So what we have done is we have included how it will look like on your mobile phone. So like what Ernest mentioned, you can always go back to the recording and take a look at how to use the go through the different steps. So if you look at once you download the application, you'll be able to see this button at the bottom of the screen which says calculate your contribution. If you click on that, it will actually ask you whether you are a Singapore citizen or permanent resident. If you choose permanent resident, you'll be asked for which type of employment you are doing. Are you a full-time employment, you're a graduate employer, etc. So if you are a Singapore citizen, you click on Singapore citizen. What's going to happen next is they will prompt you to include your month and year of birth, as well as the month and year of contribution. They also prompt you for your salary, what is your ordinary salary and what is your additional salary. From there, you can what's going to happen is you will be shown this page, right, whereby they will break it down for you on your contribution and allocation, so you can actually choose whichever tab that you want to look at. So for example, this is the output, right? So after you key in your month and year of birth, your salary, your year of contribution, when you go into the application, what they will show you is the breakdown of your ordinary account, special account, MediSave account, and you can also show what's the allocation. And with that, we go to the next step, right, which is the dashboard. So if you go to the dashboard, for you to access your CPF dashboard, you will have to first log in with your SingPass. So many of you would have, I assume many of you would have SingPass on your mobile phone. If you do not have it, when you click on this login with SingPass, which is not on this slide, right, they will actually prompt you, they will give you another option to actually key in your username and password. Yeah, instead of using the SingPass. But I think most people are using SingPass already, so the slide shows SingPass. Once you are in, they will show you they will show you the dashboard. The dashboard shows you what's your total CPF contribution breakdown in total, right? So most of us will have ordinary account, special account, MediSave account, and depending on your age, you may have a retirement account as well. So what's the difference between this and the previous step that I shared earlier? The previous step is the previous step that we did earlier was like a simulation. You key in your year of the contribution amount, etc., that you assume is correct, so that you get an output and then you can see how it looks like. It's a calculator. For this is actually the facts that are in your account right now, in your CPF account. What are the available funds in your ordinary, special, MediSave, or retirement account? So these are all actual money or amount that is inside your CPF right now. So if you click on the top right corner, you'll be able to see your transaction history. So transaction history, right, on the second picture, you'll be able to see, for example, in this slide, right, they're saying that ABC Private Limited has credited some amount of money into your CPF account. So it's distributed into your OA, ordinary account, special account, and MediSave account. And then if you click on the calendar icon at the top right, you can actually select more dates. So you can select the range from a certain period, the past 15 months actually. So if we calculate from today, you can calculate 15 months backwards. So at the point when this step was created, it was actually May 2020. So 15 months backward is March 2019. Yeah. So based on this date range, right, you can actually filter and see what's the transaction that was happening in your CPF account for up to 15 months. And for some of us who like to generate or keep a copy on our laptops or mobile devices, right, you can generate a PDF file. This PDF file will keep a copy of the transaction history. So if I relate back to the previous point whereby we say we can track the mobile application show you up to 15 months ago. If you are someone who likes to keep a copy of your transaction history every month, you can do that. via generate. You can choose the month and then generate the PDF. And when you click more, you can actually see your most recent CPF contribution. And so view more also show you what's your CPF withdrawal, such as for your healthcare, housing, or investment portion. So if you click on the top right, you also see your contribution history as well. Yeah, so this is how it looks like for my dashboard. And similarly, you can go to the icon at the top right again, choose up to 15 months backwards, and then generate the PDF file. So in the My Dashboard, you can see your transaction history and your contribution history. So transaction history are all the transactions that has happened. Contribution is how much has been credited to your account. And so the other thing that we always talk about for CPF is healthcare. So similarly, like the previous section where in order to access your dashboard, you need to log in via a SingPass. The same is for the healthcare. So once you are logging in with your SingPass, go to the three line buttons on the top left. And then you will see a drop-down menu, a menu that pops up from the side, and then choose My Healthcare. What they're going to show you here is all your withdrawal for this year related to healthcare. It could be outpatient treatment, MRI scan, etc. And we also show you some of the healthcare scheme that you are covered under, such as ElderShield, MediShield, CareShield, Life, etc. So if you click on, if you zoom in into one of the section, right, maybe outpatient treatment, you'll be able to see how much has been withdrawn, what's the net amount that can be used for your specific treatment in your MediSave account. And the other thing that always comes up when it comes to CPF is how do we use the fund for housing, and after we use, how much has been utilized for housing. So this application actually show you information on the amount, CPF amount that you have also used for housing. Similarly, like my healthcare, you go to the top left menu button, where you will click on the menu button. What happens is a site navigation panel will comes up, and then you click on my housing. So my housing will actually show you what are the amount, what's the amount that you have used for your housing. So in this example, we are saying that this person has bought a public housing, and this is the amount that has been used for the house. So for example, the total net amount used is 350,000, and the interest that was accumulated if it was in CPF was 90K. So this is a view that you can see if you have been using CPF to pay off part of the loan for your house. And if you want to zoom in further on how what are the amount used for example, out of the 350,000 or 400,000 in this case, what's the breakdown in terms of utilization, you can click on that property, and then over here it will show you what's the principal amount together with the interest. So if you look at the screenshot of the mobile phone, you can see that actually lump sum and housing loan is about 270K, your stamp duty is 70K, etc. So it actually break down into final details for you to see. And the next section will be investment. So some of us use CPF to invest in other products. So similarly, you go to the top left corner where you have the menu button, you click on it, you will see My Investment tab. Click on that, and then you'll share with you, out of all the CPF fund that you have in your ordinary and special account, how much can be used for investment, and what are the kind of investment that you can do, like professionally managed products, or you can invest in stocks or gold. So in this example, in the screenshot on the right, we can see that, oh, actually this particular person have a CPF investment account with UOB Bank. And then when you zoom in a bit further, you can actually see some of the investment transaction that happens in your investment portfolio inside with CPF, right? In the CPF IA account, right? So you can see the investment transactions such that, for example, in the second screenshot of the mobile phone, you can see that on 16 December, there was a transfer to UOB for bank charges of $500, etc. So it allows you to keep a view of what are the investment transactions that happen on your account. And similar like the transaction and contribution slides earlier, you can view up to the past 15 months again. Yes, and the next section will be understanding your statement. So similarly, you need to log in with SingPass and click on the top left menu button, which is 3 lines, right? A site navigation pop out, and you will choose My Statement. my statement actually shows you what's your transaction history and contribution history. So earlier we have already run through this step through in the My Dashboard section. This is another way whereby you can view your transaction and contribution history. So if you click on either one, you can actually see what's the breakdown. So this is similar to the first section that we went through. Just that this is for those who do not want to go through My Dashboard step, you can come through this section to see both your transaction history and contribution history. And so there's this other thing called My Service as well. So similarly, you go to the menu button on top left, you choose My Services, and then you can perform actions such as topping up your special or retirement account through the app. And I will go on to the next slide. So for cash top up, you can make payment via a few methods. You can use PayNow, you can use OCBC Pay Anyone, and eNets. So there may be some question on OCBC Pay Anyone. So we have some answers for that as well towards the end of the slide. So once you have done the top up, you will see an acknowledge page for successful transaction. And other things that you can do is probably housing refund. And if you want to do cash top up similarly for your housing refund, you go through one of the 3 methods that are available right now, 3 payment modes: PayNow, OCBC Pay Anyone, or eNets. And similarly, once you are done with this step, you will see an acknowledge page for the successful transaction. And this contribution calculator on the far right is actually the first thing that we spoke about earlier, whereby you can key in your employment, and then you can key in your age, etc., and your salary to calculate the amount that you are contributing to CPF. So the other section that is available, and another feature that's available on the myCPF app is messages. So again, to come into this page, you need SingPass as well. Click on the top left corner for the menu, and then click on My Messages. So it provides you with personalized summary of your CPF matters such as retirement, healthcare, housing. It also shows you what are the CPF amount in your ordinary account that can be used to top up for your special or retirement account based on your age. So my healthcare actually shows, earlier we also went through this, right? So my healthcare actually shows you the healthcare scheme that you are covered. So ElderShield, MediShield, or recently the CareShield as well. So similarly, this shows you under housing, it can also show you your home protection scheme. And others will probably show you your dependent protection scheme, CPF nomination, and education scheme. And so this is another feature that recently I enabled on my own personal mobile application, my CPF mobile application on my phone as well, which is the push notification. So it's a one-time setup. When you click login with SingPass, right, they actually ask you if you want to enable personalized notification. This was something which I enabled for myself. If you're interested, it's only one time. And what's going to happen is, once you give access to the my CPF mobile application, it will be able to send you notification. And this is how it's going to look like in the next page. So you'll pop up at the top. There's a push notification which tells you how much certain information from CPF, right? So, maybe some action that you have done, right? Yeah. So once you click on this, you view on the message. It brings you to the message. You can also view your push notification at pre-login. That means without logging to the myCPF mobile application. If you click on the bell icon on the top left before logging in, you can see some of the notification that came up to you on your mobile phone. And similarly, you can look at all the personalized notification which show you the transaction amount, etc. And once you have logged in, that means you have logged in with your SingPass, you can also go to the top left again to look at the notification, which is similar to what you would have seen in the previous slide, which is during the pre-login. Again, go to the top left, the bell icon, to look at the general and personalized message from CPF. And once you click view now, you get to see the message in greater details. And that's the end of the walkthrough. But there may be some questions, right? So CPF actually prepared some of the common questions asked by Singaporean citizens Yeah, so there's one section with all the questions, but before that, just want to highlight that if you have any questions that are not answered here in this session, you can also submit your inquiry to this email, to this link available at the bottom, which is cpf.gov.sg/write to us. So question 1. So this is one question that always come up for payment limit for OCBC Pay Anyone, because if you remember earlier, there are 3 options for payment, and OCBC Pay Anyone is one of the option. So currently the payment limit for this payment mode is actually 200,000. And you must make sure your banking transaction limit with OCBC is updated to support this amount. What's the other common question is, what if you can't find the OCBC Pay Anyone option in your myCPF mobile app? So this is only, so for you to use this OCBC Pay Anyone option in your mobile phone together with the myCPF mobile application, you need to first have install the OCBC Pay Anyone application on your mobile phone. And then after that, you'll be able to select this option when you use the myCPF mobile app. Another common question that comes up is, can CPF board put more of the features that we find on the CPF website into the CPF mobile application? This is something that they probably need to review more, because the purpose of having the mobile application is to put all the key or more frequently used features onto the mobile application so that it's easy for everyone to use. It'll be a bit tough to put all the features from the CPF website into the mobile application. If there are certain features that you need that's not available on the mobile application, maybe you would have to go to the CPF website to access or perform those transactions. And so the other question that a lot of people ask is, can CPF board introduce biometrics login? So right now, if you have SingPass mobile application on your mobile phone, that is authenticated through your fingerprint, and that's integrated with myCPF mobile app. So with myCPF mobile app and SingPass mobile app on your phone, you'll be able to access through your fingerprint anyway. And how do you reset or change your SingPass password online? Yeah, these are the steps that you can follow. Visit the SingPass website, click on select menu and then change the password, and then follow the necessary instruction. So if you meet any problem with like changing your password or resetting your password, this is the email you can reach out to, support@singpass.gov.sg. Or there's also a number that you can take down right now if you need to make a call. Just know that the office hours are during weekdays 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and weekend 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. for Saturdays. And also the other question is, like if you are using a Huawei phone, right? What if you can't find the myCPF mobile app on the Huawei app gallery? So right now, the myCPF mobile app is only available for Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Yeah, so I mean, CPF board will take this into consideration in the next review of the application. And with that, I come to the end of the slide.